freaking out at first, you know. And it was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'll do it. I'll do this for mom. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to work. One. 2. My mic's awful hot. Test 1, 2. Test. It's all right.
Good morning. Is there a word for today?
Oh, we got one more. This is Julia.
Let's see. We'll have to ask Juanita. Let's ask Juanita. Do you know what the... Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see you all. This is fun. Welcome to all of you in the room, and welcome to those of you who are out there on Zoom or Facebook or YouTube. My name is Reverend Julia Robles-Scott, and I am honored and delighted to be your bridge minister. There's a little feedback. Thank you, Juanita. How's that?
It could be this one.
Yes, I do hear a little feedback.
I think it's this mic. 1, 2.
I think I turned
test
that one up. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. So let's get this party started by standing up and singing our 2 community songs together.
All right. We'll be ready to go here in a second. I don't know who wrote Stayed on Spirit, but I guess it was probably written, who knows, 150 years ago, right? So we're going to have a little help up here with Juanita.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Technical difficulty.
Thank you.
Stayed on spirit, woke up torn with my mind. Stayed on spirit, woke up torn with my mind. Stayed on spirit, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking talking with my mind. Stayed on spirit, walking talking with my mind. Stayed on spirit, walking talking with my mind. Stayed on spirit, hallelujah, hallelujah. You can't take your neighbor in your mind. Stayed on spirit, can't take your neighbor in your mind. Stayed on spirit, can't take your neighbor in your mind. Stayed on spirit, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Love everybody in your heart. Stayed on spirit, you love everybody in your heart. Stayed on spirit, love everybody in your heart. Stayed on spirit, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Woke up this morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit, woke up this morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit, woke up this morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
So this next song, we're getting lots of feedback here, that have been here before. We just wanted to honor Jeff and Julie, who adapted this song from a Buddhist prayer, and we're playing it for you today. seated. So welcome to those of you who may have joined us while we were singing online.
Wow, I'm so excited to see everybody today. It's great. It feels really great to be in community and to see old faces I haven't seen in so long. It just feels really good to be together. So thanks for being here. So who are we? We are the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living, and we are a radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, supportive community that celebrates the diversity of creation. And I'm going to invite Shara to light our candle for us. And we light this candle in honor of all spiritual traditions and also to remind us of the light of spirit within us. And we aspire to live authentic spiritual lives through a practical application of the science of mind and spirit. We engage in sacred practices that uplift our spirit, deepen our awareness, and ignite our soul's self-expression. We demonstrate active compassion to ourselves, each other, and the world. We experience meaningful contribution through giving generously of our time, talents, and treasures, and we intentionally promote our community and teachings. So one of the things we do when we start out each Sunday is ask, what's alive in you today? So what is alive in you today? Friendship. Joy. Peace. Music. Communication. And our church. Yes. Empathy. Great. Singing. Feels great, huh? Rhythm. Great. Well, welcome. So if you're here for the first or second time, we would like to welcome you. Would you please raise your hand so we can do that? All right. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. And now it's our time for announcements. And so I'm going to invite our wonderful announcer up to share our announcements today. Okay, Hillary, thank you for impromptu, and we'll do the sacred reading soon. Okay, thank you, Hillary. Wait, here you go.
Hello, everyone. I am Hillary Dart, and I am one of your Board of Trustees, and I'm happy to be giving our announcements today. All of the following information is available in our weekly e-newsletter, and you can sign up for our website. You can sign up for the newsletter on our website, sierracenter.org, or by leaving your name and email address in our guest book in the foyer. Event sign-up sheets and flyers are also available in the foyer, and you can always email office@sierracenter.org with any requests. So here are the few highlights from what is happening in July. The book study circle, The Energy Codes, begins on Tuesdays starting July 11th from 1:30 to 3 p.m. You can join us in person or via Zoom. And number 2, we'll be showing the movie Jesus Revolution on Friday, July 14th at 6 p.m. and in person or via Zoom. Number 3 is Shira Banbury, yes, will be facilitating a quick start class on 2 Saturdays, July 22nd and 29th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. The class is an introduction to the background and basic principles of the science of mind and spirit. This is open to anyone new to science of mind or anyone who would like a refresher. We had a question about this. Is it one class each Saturday, or is it one class for both Saturdays? It's one class for both Saturdays. Okay. Clarification is it's one class for both Saturdays. And number 4, after several months of visioning and brainstorming, we have decided as a community to begin the process of visioning for a new senior minister. The next visioning is Sunday, July 23rd after service. And last but not least, we'd like to give a big thank you to Alan Knox for pruning our Japanese maple. He's a certified arborist and did a beautiful job. And thank you again to Van Dart for the weed whacking, and he did a lot of needed pruning as well. It looks great. Thank you so much.
Woohoo! Thank you, Hillary. Will you please turn that off? I wanted to just share with you a little bit about the book study that's starting Tuesday, in case any of you want to join us that haven't signed up yet. So part of this book is A New Way of Seeing, the Quantum Flip. You'll build the foundation you need to successfully shift from living confined by your fear-based self to thriving as the boundless, whole, creative being you actually are. And in part 2 of the book, A New Way of Being, we're going to learn about these energy codes. You'll learn the 7 energy codes that turn on the needed wiring or circuitry inside you that will enable you to live as your soulful self. And part 3 of the book is A New Way of Living, the embodied life. We'll look at how you can integrate the energy codes into your daily life, as well as how this new way of living will ultimately amplify your presence in and contribution to the world. So if you want to join the book study, it's in person or on Zoom, and it starts Tuesday from 1:30 to 3. Yes, Juanita. Yes, thank you. Yes, there's also an opportunity for giving to a Haitian family, and that is in our e-blast. There's a local Haitian family that could use our support. And also there are prayer slips in the seats in front of you, purple prayer slips. Share is available for prayer afterwards in person, or you can fill out a prayer request. And there's a little brown box over there by the door, and you can put those in the brown box, and weekly the practitioners and ministers get together and pray over your prayer requests. So, thank you. Just ask me afterwards. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's see. And now it's time for our next community song, and those guys are
Patiently waiting.
all right, thank you.
Rain is on a roof, scurry high, butterfly, as clouds roll past my head. I know why the skies all cry. Oh, everybody, oh. The earth turns slowly round, far away, a distant sound is with us every day. Can you hear what it says? Oh, hey.
this. That's great. Try it again.
Thanks, guys. That was beautiful. Now it's time for our sacred reading by our practitioner and our time of, Marilyn Gale is going to do our sacred reading. Thank you. There was a last minute change. And then I saw that look of surprise on your face. And then we'll go into our time of inward shift with our practitioner. But thank you. Let's see. There you go. Thank you. Yes.
Good morning. My name is Marilyn Gale. I'm also a member of the Board of Trustees for Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome all of you, especially the newcomers. I'm glad you're here. Today's reading is The Breath of Life is Not Mine Alone. This is by Reverend Dr. Kristen L. Harpez. I do not wish to breathe another breath if it is not shared with others. The breath of life is not mine alone. I brought myself to be with you, hoping that by inhaling the compassion, the courage, the hope found here, I can exhale the fear, the selfishness, the separateness I keep so close to my skin. I cannot live another moment, at least not one of joy, unless you and I find our oneness somewhere among each other, somewhere between the noise, somewhere within the silence of the next breath.
Good morning. So our word today is service. And as I laid around all day in my recliner, I thought to myself, gee, all those years of service I've done, working with the homeless and mental health and substance use issues and trying to be a good friend to all my friends, I am now having service given to me. Everyone has been giving me the kind of love and attention and awareness of how we can share ourselves. And I thought, will I be in service again? Will I continue? Because I've been gradually kind of dropping out of all these different committees I've been on. And I thought, you know, seniors need service, right? So now I got a new thing, a new idea, and that is what service is all about. And I know each one of you, because I know your hearts, you wouldn't be here without that heart of love, is giving to others in your own special way. Now, I have to point out my friend who is here today, David, who I'm so happy to see, David, because David did service for years, making coffee for everybody. And we've missed him, right? Yes, yes. And so each one has something that they give, and it's part of who we are. So I would would like to just go on and tell you what I have in mind this morning, which is to say a few ohms, and ring the bell, and have some silence. And then I'll do a treatment. What we call a treatment is a prayer that has a direct message between myself and God and between yourselves and God. So we lead into that through quiet. Okay? So I'll say Om, and you can join me, and we'll do it 3 times when I ring the bell. Okay? We are listening, Spirit. We are listening to the one voice that comes in volumes that are way more mystical than we can usually understand. The spirit of all that is comes both in voluminous big bangs with excitement and chaos, and in that still small voice that brings calm and peace. I know that this voice speaks within me and within each person here today at Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. We are in the presence of something quite extraordinary. And we will remember who we are as a part of that voice and that beingness. What is that voice saying to me, to all of us? It's comforting. It's encouraging. It's healing. It's exciting. It is everything that I need and know, fills my heart and motivates my body. It is the light that shines beyond all lights. It is the energy of love. It interconnects everything that it has made in form manifestation and all of the things beyond understanding. I'm so deeply grateful to be a part of this congregation, to know this truth, and to use this philosophy to heal myself in whatever manner is needed. And I share my word with each and all as I speak it into the divine mind, that collective consciousness of knowing everything that is truth. It is repeated back to me and to us as pure manifestation of beauty and love and spirit and mind, healing and bountiful blessings. It is all that is, and it is ours. So let us say together, and so it is. Namaste. And I have an affirmation that will be up here for you. And I'll say it once, and then if you will join me for the next 2 spoken words. I wake up to the truth of spirit that I am. I wake up to the truth of spirit that I am. I wake up to this truth of spirit that I am. Good.
Thank you.
Wherever you're ready for the.
Yeah, go ahead, great.
Okay.
It's the pre-talk
I
song.
don't hear anything on this. Yeah, I turned it off. That's okay. That's fine. This song's for my mother. I know we're supposed to work with I Got You Hypnotized. It's the best we could come up with. Actually, we heard a song, Hypnotized by Fleetwood Mac, which was pretty interesting, but we couldn't learn it. But this is for my mother. She passed away 4.5 hours ago. And she's strong. And then when she'd tell me, we've been in a few situations, she'd just say, don't cry, you're the oldest son. So here's for you, Mom. You lived to 92, the 12th. I think she's 92. Yeah. So you're my mom, yeah. Yours is. Yep. Uh-oh, sorry. Wrong guitar. This song was written by Justin Hayward of the Moody Blues. You may figure out we're kind of a Moody Blues fan. The last one, Ohm, the Ohm song was Justin Hayward's Moody Blues. Get that D string tuned right. All right.
Tell me what you sing. If you could talk to me, what news would you bring? The voices in the sky. Nightingale hovering high, harmonize the wind. The playtime your symphony, I can hear you sing. Voices in the sky. Just what has happened to me? I lie awake with the sound of the sea calling to me. Old man passing by, tell me what you see. Though your voice is faint, I am listening. Voices in the sky. Children with skipping rope, tell me what you sing. Playtime almost gone, bells about to ring. Voices in the sky. Just what has happened to me? I lie awake with the sound of the sea calling to me. Voices in the sky. Voices in the sky. Voices in the sky.
Beautiful.
See, I got to tidy up here so my brain can keep things straight. All right. Gosh, our monthly theme is speaking truth to circumstances. Just as a reminder, circumstances are not the truth. And our talk title this week is Got Me Hypnotized. Has anybody here ever had the opportunity to participate in being hypnotized? 8 or 9 people. That's a lot. Cool. Well, what if I told you we've all been hypnotized? All of us have, because there is this thing in New Thought and Science of Mind that we call the collective unconscious. And way back in one of my very first practitioner classes, maybe it was with you, Mary, Rev. Terry Shea was teaching. And I had this light bulb moment when Rev. Terry Shea was saying, if we aren't actively treating for the things that we want, the default mode is the collective unconscious. That woke me up, because I looked out in the world and I'm like, I don't want to be living from that default mode, right? And so that's a reminder for us today that if we aren't actively treating for the things that we want to see in the world and for us to be, then we default to the collective unconscious. Because there's that law that's always in action. It's called the law of cause and effect, right? And so we can look out in the world right now and we can see the results of our collective unconscious. So right now, it's a really great time for us to wake up. And sometimes we think, our whole life is a journey of waking up. And it can be. It can take our whole lifetime. But what if we could just wake up sooner than that? That would be helpful, wouldn't it? So how do we wake up? Well, there's an author named Susie Casson, and in her book called Rise Up and Salute the Sun, she writes, we awaken by asking the right questions. We awaken when we see knowledge being spread that goes against our own personal experience. We awaken when we see popular opinion being wrong, but accepted as being right, and what is right being pushed as being wrong. And we awaken by turning on the light inside when everything outside is dark. So one of the things that is very deceiving for us as human beings is we have these senses, right? We have these physical eyes, we've got our ears, our sense of touch, smell, taste, and we think that that's real. But it isn't real. In fact, we know now from quantum physics that everything is energy. And that's one of the things we'll be studying in the energy codes. Everything is energy. And so what's real is the thing that we actually can't see. It's the unseen thing. And so when we look out into the world from our eyes, our human eyes, I see individual people in the audience. And my brain tells me that we're separate. It's an electronic signal that goes to my brain and says, oh, you're over there, you're not me. And I'm here, I'm me. And from this belief in separation, I think it's the cause of all discord, pain, suffering in the world. You can quote me on this. The only belief that needs to be healed is the belief that we're separate from Source, capital S. Imagine if, when we looked out at one another, we actually saw the face of God, that we actually knew that we are one. Can you imagine how we would treat each other differently? How would we would make different choices for our own self, because we know that we are the one in expression. From that belief in separation comes all kinds of judgment, comparison, discord, disharmony. We want to control things because we're afraid. If I forget that I'm one in spirit, and that spirit is me, as my life, then I can fall into fear. And I go into those modes of control because I'm afraid. I'm afraid something's going to happen to me. Plenty of things have happened to me, but this me is only part of me, right? The truth of me is that I am infinite and eternal, and that's the truth of you too. So no matter what's going on the outside, we always have that truth within us that we can tap into that peace of spirit, that knowing, that thing that we know deep within us that is there all the time. We can tap into that. So years ago, I noticed, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but years ago, I noticed that whatever was playing at the movies, a few years later would actually be happening in the world. Has anybody noticed that? Right? And that's a perfect demonstration of the science of mind philosophy. Because as we know, what we think about, we bring about. So can you imagine millions of people going to movies, right? It only makes sense that we would bring that into manifestation. So that comes with the responsibility. We have the responsibility because we know what we think about, we bring about, to make wise choices on what we're seeing, what we're listening to. In the late 1900s, specifically in 1999, a movie came out. See if you can guess which one it is. Wait, I haven't given the hint yet. It's not Independence Day, okay? But, so in the movie it says that the whole world was celebrating because they had just birthed AI in the first part of the 21st century. Do you know what the movie is yet? Okay. Well, here we are in the first part of the 21st century, and we have birthed AI, right? This movie came out in 1999. I'll give you another hint. So in the movie, a computer programmer was sitting at his computer, and someone typed into his screen, "Wake up, Neo, the Matrix has you." And so I was thinking, gosh, that's a perfect movie for today's talk. So I rewatched it last night. And the Matrix was defined as a world pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth and to keep our minds in prison. And I was thinking about Neo and how he just did not believe he was the one. He did not want to believe that. But, let's see, Morpheus. Morpheus knew he was the one. And remember that Morpheus took him to see the oracle? And the oracle said, "No, sorry, you're not the one." But wasn't it interesting? Because when Morpheus believed that Neo was the one, and Neo absolutely did not want to be the one, right? Because they were looking to him like he was the savior of the world. He was the one that they were waiting for. This cracks me up. I love that movie, right? So one of the things about that was he was feeling this tremendous pressure, can you imagine? And he did not want to be the one, and he didn't believe he was the one. He was who he thought he was, Neo, a computer programmer, a hacker dude. And so the story goes on, right? And as he goes through these experiences, still not believing that he's the one, some things started happening in the movie to the other people, and the other characters in the movie, and they were like, wow, maybe he really is the one. Even though the oracle said, that he wasn't, right? Because the phone rang, and, that couldn't have happened if he wasn't the one. A few things happened in the movie, and they were questioning, maybe he really is the one. He still didn't believe he was the one. But he had this sense of strength within him that he tapped into. And he was, I think, on a journey of discovering his own power. And so even though he didn't believe he was the one, something was happening within him on his journey. He was kind of waking up, right? Like we are. We're waking up. Ernest Holmes said, "To practice the presence of God is to awaken within us the Christ consciousness." And there seems to be a lot of question about what does the Christ consciousness mean? And so, like some people say Jesus Christ as if Christ was his last name. But Jesus the Christ embodied Christ consciousness. Jesus, the man, knew who he was. He was the one. He was the one that knew that we are the one, that we're all the one. He knew it so fully, he embodied it. And he was the perfect master teacher, right? Somebody said, Jesus made me wear this shirt today. That was Linda. Give love, be kind, and laugh lots. She had to change her shirt because Jesus told her to wear that shirt. And I love that, because I have a wonderful relationship with Jesus. And we don't get to hear about Jesus much in this philosophy, but Jesus was instrumental in this philosophy coming into being because Ernest Holmes studied about Jesus and all the great teachers. So what can we do to awaken? What can you do to awaken? What do you do? Well, one of the things we can do is to close our eyes and go within. I love to sometimes just close my eyes because then my eyes aren't deceiving me. They're not deceiving me with the thought of separation. And so when I close my eyes, I can go within. And it's more of a feeling sense. I tap into that feeling sense of oneness, that we are all one. Like I can feel the energy in this room, right? When I close my eyes, I feel a collective energy, and it feels like oneness. So that's one thing we can do. We can go within and practice meditation. Another thing is that we can listen, like Shara said in her prayer. We are listening, Spirit. We can listen from our hearts to our hearts. Everything we need to know and more is right here within us. And that's another way we can practice oneness and remembering who we are, that Christ consciousness. And in the movie, Morpheus said, you don't just believe, you have to know. You have to know who you are. And there was that point in the movie where the AI robot guy was just about to kill Neo. Oh, he did kill him. He actually killed him, right? Do you remember that? And Trinity, when he was dead in the chair, went up to him and said, Neo, you can't be dead because the oracle told me that I would fall in love with the one. So you are the one because I'm in love with you. And it was that love that brought him back to life. His heart started beating again, and he came back. But this time when he came back, it was like he was resurrected, right? The definition of resurrection by Ernest Holmes is something like, resurrection is the healing of the belief that we're separate from God, something like that. And so when he came back really strong and powerful and empowered. And Morpheus had told him something in the movie, like, no matter how strong those AI robots are, they can never beat you because you have that thing within you that is more powerful than a machine. And we all have that thing within us, right? It's the Spirit of God as us. It's always here. So I just want us to, can we just wake up today? Today. Years ago, I kept being awakened by I was sleeping, right? And the voice kept saying, Julia. And it was so loud it would wake me up. And this kept happening over and over. Julia. It was so loud in my head. And I would wake up and I would listen. I was like, yeah? What? What? I was waiting for the rest of the sentence. And at some point I realized, oh, I was being just called to wake up. Right? So I just want to remind us that we live in a philosophy and we're part of an organization that wants to create a world that works for all, every one of us. For we are one. And so ask yourselves, what can you do this week to participate in actively choosing and consciously choosing to create a world that works for all? How can you see the people in your life, especially the ones that really irritate you? Those are always the hardest ones, right? Whenever that happens for me, I go within and I realize that there's something within me that needs to be healed. Oh, joy. And then I can get to the point of thanking them for being my teacher. Are we willing to do that this week? Or maybe there isn't anybody that irritates you. One of the things I was noticing when I was rewatching the movie, and maybe they talked about this way back then, but Neo consists of 3 letters, O, an N, and an E. And also Neo means new. So Neo in the movie had to have a new thought about himself in order to change the world. And that's what we need to do too. Not just have a new thought, but know who we are. Embody who we are. Walk on the planet as God in form. This is the time to wake up. We've got to wake up. Let's wake up. So I want to just remind us that we all are Neo. We all are the one. And so that knowledge that we are the one comes with a great responsibility. And we can choose to say yes, to wake up. And I just invite us to do that. Let's wake up today. So it is.
Thank you.
And I feel like I want us to, I want to anchor that in prayer. So I'm going to invite us to go within before our next community song. And we'll just go within to pray. And as I stand here holding onto this podium, I know that this podium is not real. But gratefully it's holding me up. That there's only energy, that we are all connected by that divine energy that I call spirit. And it is this energy of the divine that animates our very being. Our mind, our body, and spirit are all connected. Every system and cell of our universal body is breathed to life by that one breath. It carries us through our day, each step of the way. He gives us everything we need to know in every moment. And so I know that we are waking up. In fact, we are already awake, and we just forgot it. And so today I give thanks for being awake, for realizing our oneness, for the opportunity to come together in spiritual community and remind ourselves of the truth when we forget. And so I just say thank you, God, as I release this word as our truth, and so it is.
Okay. We're waiting for our backup. Can you turn me on too?
Yes. Everybody, try your mics just real quick.
1, 2, test.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Test, test. All right, we're good.
That's it?
There's nothing you can do that can't be done. There's nothing you can sing that can't be sung. There's nothing you can do that you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. Nothing unique that can't be done. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love is all you need.
There we go, second verse.
Is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. 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 Love is all. Loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, 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 yeah.
Thanks, guys. Now it's time for our benediction. And so I invite us to stand. Oh, intentional giving. Intentional giving, benediction. All right, intentional giving. So I invite us to stand. And we'll say this offering prayer together. I give this gift with love and joy from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. And now we can sit, and someone will be passing the offering basket.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, for your gifts. I feel moved. Really, you are the gift. Just your presence is a gift. But just want to remind us that we are a tithing center. And so these gifts go out into our community here, to our wonderful nonprofit organizations. And I'm constantly getting thank you cards from them, thanking us for your gifts. So thank you. So from this place of thanksgiving, knowing that that one infinite source of all supply, of all good, is manifesting itself here and now as these financial gifts that we have given here today. And as we give, we know that we receive, pressed down and multiplied. And that these gifts in the form of money go out into our beautiful community here and bless countless people that are being supported by our beautiful nonprofit organizations. And there is that beautiful ripple effect that's happening as each person is blessed. That light of love goes out further and further and blesses the whole world because we are one. And so your gifts today have blessed the whole world. And I just say thank you, and so it is. So I just want to remind you that we have that book study coming up. We have Cher's going to be doing the Quick Start class in July. If any of you are new and want to become members of our center, please attend the Quick Start class because it goes over the science of mind teaching. And even if you haven't been around for a while and you want a refresher, that's what it's for. Movie night, yes. Has anybody? Is there anybody else that missed out on the Jesus Revolution movie when it was here? I missed it. Well, it's Friday night, so please come. It'd be great to have popcorn and share some time watching the Jesus Revolution, which I hear is really good. Oh, I just want to know because want you to know because I have not announced it yet that we're having a little fundraiser. There's a few bumper stickers up there on the table, and we're going to use that money to help beautify the sanctuary. So our in-home, let's see, what is, interior decorator is Sandy Devine. And so some of us have gotten together and we've talked about how to make the sanctuary a little bit better, right? So we're getting paint estimates on painting this wall a bit of a different color. We're going to remove this. We're going to clean it up. Is that how you say it? Refresh and clean it up. Yes, the person, what's his name, Hillary, that did our woodwork? Are you, Mitch? You're here, Mitch. Mitch, thank you. Mitch, great to meet you, Mitch. I remember when I was here when you turned the pews into this woodwork, and Mitch said he can make us a clean table here. We're going to clean this area up too. So thank you, Mitch. Yeah, so there's some fun stuff happening. So, you know, every little bit helps. So there's a couple bumper stickers. Feel free to purchase those. And we'll just keep continuing on, getting better and better. The other thing we're going to do too, I just remembered, is we're going to get a screen, a projector screen. That is going to make this whole experience a whole lot better. Yeah, right? So anybody want to, if you want to donate specifically to anything, you can always write on your check specifically for this, right? and it'll go into a separate fund. So thank you very much. And I want to thank Juanita for all that you do. Hillary, thank you for being so spontaneous, Hillary. Right? Thank you. Thank you to our wonderful practitioner, Shara. Thank you to those wonderful musicians over there. All right, guys.
Live long and prosper.
But most of all, thank you all for being here today. It's been a beautiful experience having you here. I love you. Thank you. You bet. So what are we taking away with us today, from today? Music, wake up. Joy. Connection. Love, yay, friendship. All right, great. All right, so let's stand and sing our closing song. And, oh, the benediction, thank you. Okay. We'll stand for the benediction, and then we'll sing our closing song. All right. So something wonderful is happening as me right now.
Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
It's this thing called the Great Awakening.
It's this thing called the Great Awakening.
It's this thing called conscious thought.
It's this thing called conscious thought.
It's this thing called Christ consciousness.
It's this thing called Christ consciousness.
I know it.
I know it.
I feel it.
Feel it.
I sense it. Because I am it.
I am it.
And so it is.
So it is.
All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love is all you need. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love is all you need. One more time. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love is all we need. Love is all. Love is all. Love is all. Love is all. Love is